My man from the law offices at Goldberg & Jones, Colin Amos, is in studio. Colin, I apologize for you having to see the bottom half of Bernie's leg.
Yeah, that wasn't pretty. I walked in at the absolute wrong time there.
All right, Colin is in studio. If you need to reach him, he's from the law offices of Goldberg & Jones. 1-800-DIVORCE is the telephone number. If you call him, he'll answer. He'll give you an initial consultation, answer your questions, and point you in the right direction. Now, in the news, Liam Gallagher, English musician, singer, and songwriter, many of you know him, maybe fathered a child with a New York Times journalist, according to a flurry of tabloid reports over the past 24 hours. Gallagher is currently married and has a son with his wife. He also has a son from his previous marriage and daughter from a premarital affair, potentially 4 children from 4 different mothers. Do you see allegations of paternity often with this kind of stuff?
Yeah, well, you can imagine if you have any. You were talking about the Johnny Football, and those guys got to be real careful because there's apparently this. They allege this person was profiling him and kind of following him and saying, "Hey, I'm going to follow this guy around," and so you can imagine the trying to date and get the right guy, as well as the allegations once they are pregnant, saying, "Yeah, you're the father I want you to be." So it can happen. It certainly does happen, but those are what a paternity tests are for. It resolves it pretty clearly. DNA has progressed, and we know with the 99.9% certainty whether you're going to be the father or not. So you can allege all you want, but there's a test that'll prove it once and for all.
What options do men have in a money grab situation? Not much.
Not much. I mean, so that's that kind of the corollary to the question is, really, what should you do or what should you not do? And then basically, if you don't want the responsibility of a child, you better be careful who you're sleeping with, because you lose that opportunity. You can't say, well, she slept with me for the child and I had nothing to do. She knew I didn't want to have kids. None of that matters. You chose to have relations with that person, and if that's a child and she wants to keep it, you don't have any rights until that child is born, and you're the father.
So a novel concept. If you don't want to have women or children with women outside of a marriage, don't have sex.
That's right. That's right. Or get fixed. Even then, it has problems there.
All right. In the news, when it comes to predicting the success of marriage, arguments over children, sex, and in-laws won't increase your risk for divorce, but arguments over money will. According to researchers of a study at Kansas State University who surveyed 4,500 couples as part of the National Survey of Families and Households, they found no matter how much money a person makes, arguments about money are the number one predictor of divorce. That's incredible.
Yeah. I see it all the time. I mean,
money.
It's a foundation. I mean, there's affairs, there's drugs, alcohol, but I think it all centers around the foundation of money and whether you have too much and it creates a lifestyle that allows you to get in trouble and be in places you shouldn't, or whether you don't have enough and the stress of the day-to-day management just overwhelms the parties. So, yeah, I can absolutely see how that applies.
And this is interesting, too, but they also found from the research that couples who begin fighting earlier in their relationship, that it's likely to continue and get worse and end up ultimately in divorce.
That's why I got married when we absolutely didn't have any money. We had nothing to fight about. We're living in an apartment. It took us a long time to realize that we didn't have enough money to even argue about it. But I would see that any fights too early in a marriage, you got to wonder where the foundation is. But yeah, money early on, that's got to be tough.
What do you think are the best predictors for divorce that at least you've come across or in your experience?
Well, certainly finances. If there's extramarital relationships, that's going to be one. But drugs, addictions are but a predictor of a divorce is I think you see a lot of couples who just really don't have much in common anymore, and they've kind of lost respect for the other. Somebody maybe gives up a lot of their identity and therefore doesn't have and it builds an insecurity. So you got to have balance in a relationship. And not that I'm a great marriage counselor, but you got to have balance, and otherwise it's going to start cavitating down the highway, so to speak, and you're going to be ending to a divorce.
How much damage has internet porn done to marriages?
Boy, a lot. And I wouldn't say the porn, because that's just, you can go by, you used to buy magazines and Playboys and stuff. I'd say mainly it's far more damaging the social media, the Facebooks, the Twitters, where you can now connect.
Yeah, the connection.
Yeah, I was shocked when I got on for the first time, because we as businesses are on Facebook now, so Rick Jones said, hey, you got to get on and see what this is all about so you can understand the medium. I'm like, okay. So I get on there, and within 2 days, I had 4 girls from high school, and I've been out of high school a while, contact me, hey, how you doing? What have you been up to? And I called my wife immediately. I felt guilty. I was like, what am I supposed to do here? These people are contacting me. But you build these relationships, people who maybe don't have the time sitting at home building relationships. That's porn, that's a side note. But the relationships you can access and build, they even have websites now for married people to go on if you want to have affairs, but you want to stay married. I mean, it's crazy.
It's unbelievable. It's Colin Amos, law office of Goldberg and Jones in studio. 1-800-DIVORCE is a telephone number. Let's get to a question that came in from your website. My girlfriend and I just bought a house together. I don't know if we will get married. How can I protect my assets?
Yeah, and for those who are listening, right now there's this progression in the law that the longer you're with somebody, you have the laws starting to form around having domestic partnerships. What people used to refer to, or still do, common law marriages, because there are states that are common law marriage states. But you're with somebody a long time, you're living together, you're acting like man and wife. Certainly in Oregon, there's domestic partnership that says, well, now we got to kind of treat you when you break up like you were married, and therefore divide certain assets. So something like this, I suppose the best way, truly, it's a turnoff to the marriage or to the relationship, is can you sign this, relationship document that says this is mine and that is yours? That's the greatest protector.
All right, great stuff. Colin Amos, ladies and gentlemen. 1-800-DIVORCE is a telephone number. 1-800-DIVORCE, and he's actually the man that will answer your phone calls. And you can also check him out online at, Goldbergjones.com?
That's it.